Hi friends, in this video we will continue working on the MySQL container, and this time what we will do is we will create a user and also a database, and we'll give all the super user permission for the user to the database. Okay, let's instead of using root user, it's always recommended that you create a user and a database. Okay, and have that user all the super user permission to that database. Okay, let's see how we do that. If you go to the Docker Hub, okay, and then you can, if you look at the description of the MySQL in the environment variables, you can see that these are all the environment variables that you can use when creating the container. In this, if you see, that is MySQL user. This is used to create the user. Okay, along with that, you can also use MySQL password to assign a password to that user. And there is also an environment variable called MySQL database. So this you can use to create a database. So what we'll do is we will use this three to create a user and assign super user permission to the database that we'll be creating. Okay, so let's go to our command prompt and let's see the container. Okay, so we have already a MySQL container running. So let's stop that. Container stop 05. Okay, so it is stopped now. So what I'll do is I'll clean it up. Container prune is the command to remove all these stopped containers. So now what I'll do is I'll create the container with those environment variables. So here I'll use environment variable. Let's go back to the first. Let's create the database here, and the database that I'll be creating is Docker DB. Okay, and another environment is MySQL user, and I'll use MySQL user, and another environment variable I'll be using is MySQL password. Okay, let me scroll to the right. Okay, password, and I'll keep the password as password. Okay. So we have MySQL user, MySQL password, and MySQL database. So what this will do is it will create the database called Docker DB, and also create a user, MySQL user, and for that user it will also assign, that means the user can log in to this database using password called password. Okay, so MySQL user will have super user permission to this database. Okay, so let's hit enter. Okay, so let's check the container status, and you can see that database is created. Okay, so now let's go to our SQL developer and let's try to create a connection, and it is a MySQL connection. So I'll say Docker MySQL DB connection. Okay, and the user is MySQL user. Password that we used was password. And now let's test the connection. The status is success, so let's connect. And if we expand here, okay, you can see that the database is Docker DB. Okay, and currently there are no tables within it. So that's how you create a user and a database. Okay, and that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next session.